Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Coach, or afternoon. Just wanted to ask you briefly, who stood out to you today on offense and defense?
You know, that's a tough question until we really watch the film. What I end up doing, especially in our team periods, is just doing the administration part. Like if it's a second and long drill, because we didn't take them to the ground in that drill. You know, hey, I want it to be 3rd and 3 on the next snap. So I'm really watching that, knowing that I'll get a chance to go watch the film with our coaches immediately after this and get that part done. But I thought both sides had great energy, great attitude, you know, for the 15th training session. And we've really had it for all 15 throughout. So our big deal is the consistency part. Like, just let's not go crazy on the 15th day, but we weren't doing anything on day 13, 14. They've been really consistent throughout, and we were pleased with that. But to really get the standouts and all that other stuff and guys who won the day at each position, we'll wait till we get a chance to take a look at film.
What's your take on how Zach Charbonnet has been doing? And do you think you're going to be using the Wildcat with him?
No, Zach is a guy that obviously he moves really well for a big kid. You almost forget how big he is and what he can do in small spaces. His ability to run between the tackles is a lot like Josh Kelly from that standpoint. But I think he's got some really good top end speed. You watch him break out a couple times today and take off. He's a guy that for us. Can do a lot of things. You know, we have not moved him out of the backfield yet. We've done that a lot with our receivers in the past. Dimitri was the guy that did that. I know Zach can do that, but we've been really conscious of what to put on his plate, what he can handle. But he's really smart. He's a really good student. And he's a real student of the game. So he's been great. He's been a lot of fun to coach. I know Coach Foster really enjoys him in meetings. I love coaching him on the field. He's been a real bright spot for us this spring.
And really quickly, how's Britton Brown? He's seemed to be absent. What's the status on him?
No, Britton was here today. Britton was full. I think he may have had a tweak in his foot, so I don't think he did the 11 on stuff, but he was in 7 on 7 and everything else. And so I think they were just being smart with him today. But Britton's full go and had a great spring. Had a really good off season. His lifting numbers, his speed numbers, all those other things were off the charts for us. So we're really excited, and you have to have a couple people at that position. And I think Ethan Fernay is another kid that had a great spring for us in moving him in there, and we were pleased with all 3 of those guys in there.
Joe Reedy, go ahead.
Hey, Chip, just with spring practices and having a veteran squad, how much did you like how much they were able to retain, and what's it like having an upper-class squad for once here?
Yeah, it's a great question, Joe. And I think he, with all of these guys, you know, I think there's a lot of retention. One of the things about coaching at UCLA is you got smart kids. So these guys were fantastic, you know, in terms of what they brought just from the Stanford game, you know, because that was our last opportunity to be on the field with them. I thought they did a really, really good job of what we did from an install standpoint. They're on top of everything. And then the other fact that we had so many guys, you know, if you guys were here, we did a lot of 2-spot drills where we were doing not just 11 on 11, we're doing 11 on 11 on 2 fields. So, you know, instead of having 22 guys up at once, we got 44 guys up at once so that we can get more film to teach off of, cut-ups that we'll be able to make available to our players over the summertime that they can look at. We can coach them with voiceovers where they can watch things and stay on top of things. And the retention thing's a big deal for us because we went late on purpose, because 90 days from this Saturday, we're playing a game. You know, it's August 27th and we're playing Hawaii. So I think the retention part will be really good. We'll be back out here before you know it. You know, they've got finals coming up. Then they got a week off, and then we start summer program on June 20th, and then we're in camp at the end of July. So it's going to be right around the corner. We'll be back out on the field. So I hope there was really good carryover from last season to this spring, and we're really hoping that we're going to have great carryover from the spring to when we hit the ground for preseason camp in the summertime.
Just wondering too, Chip, because you did go late by design with your NFL experience where you had OTAs in a mini camp and then right into training camp. How much of that was a benefit for your staff going this late?
I think there was a benefit. There was a lot of things we tried to model off of the NFL OTA minicamp thing, you know, and one of the things in the NFL is that you took that short break and then 3-4 weeks later, you're in preseason camp. So a lot of the stuff that you installed in those mini camps and OTAs, there was a lot of retention from that standpoint. So that's what we were hopeful for here. The biggest fear going into it, and it never materialized, which was good, was the injury standpoint. Did we lose somebody with a long-term injury? If you had practiced in February, maybe they're back for when you go to camp. But we got out of this clean, and we were really pleased with how we got out of it from a health standpoint. So everybody will be full go for the summer when we start in June. And then when we go to preseason camp, unless something occurs between now and preseason camp, we anticipate having everybody ready to go for camp.
Tony.
Hey, Coach.
Tony, what's up?
Hey, you were just, I wanted to hit on the health issue because since you have that shortened turnaround time before camp starts, health seems to be a big issue, and you seem to come out of it with no major injuries, but it seems to be a lot of players nicked up. Quentin Lake missed some time.
Yeah, I think we were just a little bit more cautious just because we know of the time that it is. I would say 90% of those guys that did not participate in practice today, if this was a game week, they'd be full go. So, and some of them were veterans. For Kyle Phillips, that extra rep isn't that big a deal in the springtime. He's been here for such a long time. Q Lake, Chase Cota, a couple of those guys. So those were some conscious decisions, and we have some numbers and some depth so that we didn't miss anything. It didn't slow us down in terms of not having enough bodies. So from a health standpoint, we'll be as healthy as we've ever been going into a preseason camp.
You kind of touched on what my next question was. Did having those guys sit out a little bit give some of the next guys up some more reps that are valuable to your assessment?
It is, and the good part for them is you learn by doing. We spend a lot of time, and we go with the I hear and I forget, I see and I understand, and it's the doing part. I think is the biggest thing for us, and the amount of reps that we could get our young kids, especially the early enrollees that just got here. Sometimes when you get to spring ball, well, he doesn't know what he's doing, so we can't put him in. We got some smart kids that came in early, and now the way they're going to learn is by actually doing it. They may not have stepped with the right foot. They know where they're going, but they don't know the proper technique to use with it. So those reps and that playing time for those guys were invaluable, and that's why a lot of times we went to 2 fields so that we were just trying to manufacture reps for the young kids, because I don't want, at some positions we're deeper than 3 deep, when we're running 3 groups. So, where does the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th guy get a rep? Well, if we go to 2 fields, we're getting 44 guys reps at the same time as opposed to 22. So, that was another byproduct of COVID, is having a lot of guys out here for the spring, and allowed us to get a ton of reps. And this is the most reps we've ever got in the spring. And they're all teachable moments for us. And what our coaches will do now is they'll make cut-ups for the summertime with just voiceovers that our players can access and watch and kind of go back through spring practice on their own at their leisure. But it'll be beneficial to them. That's where I think the retention that we're hoping for, that we get when we come back here at the end of July, because of the short turnaround, I think our guys will be wired the right way to get that done.
Last question, in terms of, because you have so many players returning and because of the COVID, with the extra year of eligibility, what did you have in camp? About 100 players? Do you know the number?
We were before, and there was a few guys like Martin and Sedeveni that didn't go. I think we were at 112. And for healthy bodies, we were always over 100 healthy bodies. So it was definitely over 100 every day out here. And usually you're in that 80 area, and then you bring, because you can bring 105 to camp, 110 to camp, then you're bringing in that freshman class. Our first year here, we had 60 kids out for the spring. I think we brought 40 some odd kids in that summer program started in June, because our numbers were down so much. So it's taken a while, but we've gotten back up to numbers where it makes practice really competitive.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Okay, we've got our couple student athletes standing by. So, Coach, thanks for your time.
All right, guys, look forward. Have a safe summertime, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys. Heck, it'll be right around the corner. We'll snap our fingers, and we'll be right back at it. And then hopefully we will be able to, at that point in time, do things in person, because it would be nice to see everybody's faces. So I appreciate your time. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we're joined by Quantrez Night now. Once again, if you have any questions, please hit the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen. Sam, go ahead.
Hey, Q, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Sam?
Good, thanks. So I just wanted to point out that one play towards the end in practice today, when I think it was Obi who had the penalty, and you were kind of encouraging him, coaching him up a little bit. How have you kind of taken on the leadership role? Obviously, you had it a little last year, but just spending a full year in the program, how have you kind of taken that next step with your teammates?
Just being a leader, just taking steps from what I did last year is just, just pretty much coming to practice every day, trying to motivate my guys, like you said, when Obi got that, I think it was a penalty, and I was just telling him to calm down, we're in the red zone, things happen, but we can fight back as long as we calm down and, get ready for the next play, just kind of sort of, forget the last play and move on with the next play mentality. But as far as, taking my next steps in my leadership roles, it's just basically continue doing what I've been doing, just like I said, just keep encouraging my teammates, keep being the player that my teammates need me to be.
And then 15 practices in, done with spring camp. What are your overall impressions of the defense?
Oh yeah. So actually, I'm just like you said, 15 practices in. I'm just really, amazed at how much growth we've had as a whole defense. Last year was just guys running to the ball. Not really knowing where they fit within the scheme. But I feel like this year with the experience we have coming back, we got a lot of guys that know exactly where they need to be, and got a lot of guys playing fast, and just executing their jobs and being dominant like we need them to be. So I'm just surprised. I'm just happy with the growth that we've made.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Qwuantrezz, how you doing?
How you doing, Mike?
Good, thank you. The first team defense has pretty much stayed intact. We saw a lot of injuries, quote unquote, on the offensive side, but defense has been pretty solid. What have you seen that'll not only help you guys improve next season, but who are some of the younger guys that are going to step up?
Yeah, man, it's good that you asked. Kirkwood, he's been great, this whole camp, and he's a guy that's going to help us tremendously as we go on throughout the season. And I just tell him every day, keep that same mindset. him being a young guy, it'll be easy for him, to kind of, get out of what's going, easy to get distracted. But so as long as as long as he keep doing what he's doing, staying focused at the main goal, and he'll be all right. Like I said, he's got his hands on the ball. I think maybe 3 times today. That's great for a freshman. The guy has tremendous confidence.
Second question, real quick. You got recognized by Athlon as a preseason All Pac-12.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be recognized for what you've done just in one season? Obviously, you got some work to do, but to be recognized, what does that mean to you?
That it means a lot. For them to see me. In the way that they did, but I definitely intend to make strides, move up the chart as far as how they see me. This year I'm going to come out, just give my all and be able to do what I feel like I wasn't able to do last year, and that was execute, at the highest level that I wanted to, I feel like Corona set us back a little bit, but it's been great just to come out without Corona, holding us back as much, so.
Tony, go ahead.
Hey, Q.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. Hey, listen, this is your 6th year of college football. That's about as veteran as you can get. What did you get out of this camp in terms of your growth as a player that is different from any of the previous camps?
Just the mental part of things. I feel like I understand, just understand the defense, understand where every guy fits within the scheme, and understand what the situation the coaches are trying to put us in. Feel like I've made strides at being a better, student of the game. Every day I'm in the film room. Every day I'm asking the coaches, Coach, what can I do more? What can help me get to the next level that I need to be at? Just taking the mental steps is something that I've did very well this spring.
Now, in all the interviews that we've done throughout camp with different defensive players and coaches, your name comes up a lot. Even when even when the subject isn't you, they get asked a lot about your impact, both vocally on the field, because you're out there, you're pumping everybody else up, and also as a vocal leader. Coach Norwood said he considers you like another coach out on the field. How do you see your role in terms of that leadership, both vocally and in terms of teaching the younger players?
Yeah, I just want to teach the younger guys, everything that they need to know, things that I wasn't taught as a younger guy from my older teammates. And, I want to really make this, we really want to make this program a player-led program rather than the coaches, being on the players a lot, trying to get them going. I feel like that's our job to do that. And once we fully understand that, the sky's the limit. So that's what I do every day as far as trying to be a coach rather than a student. So I take my rep and, just go to the coaching side of things, trying to help the guys out as much as I can.
Great. Thanks for your time, Q.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, any final questions for Q? Perfect. We'll wrap it up there. Thanks for your time, Q.
All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.
We'll have Dorian Thompson-Robinson coming up next to finish us off. All right, we'll open it up to questions for Dorian.
Virtual background today. Not bold.
James, go ahead.
Hey Dorian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just going back to last year, one of the things I remember you saying before the season was working and improving on on the turnovers and whatnot. Is that something you continue to work on at this stage of getting ready for the season? And what else are you looking to improve upon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to always cut down the turnovers, and that comes from decision making and accuracy and all those different things. So obviously just working with Coach Gundy, those are obviously things I'm trying to correct, minimize, and obviously maximizing my technique and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, really just, that all comes through decision making, and then just trying to always encourage my teammates to do the same, encourage the other quarterbacks and all the other stuff. So we're just trying to get on the same page right now.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Tony?
Hey, Dorian.
What's going on?
Hey, believe it or not, it's not a virtual.
I know.
Got a bunch of us hanging out at the Luskin taking the call, so that's why you get the background. Hey, when we talked to Coach Gunderson a couple of weeks ago, he said that your physical abilities are well beyond anything that he has seen in quarterbacks he's coached, that the work for you is the mental part of the game. Where have you made strides with regards to that this spring?
I think really just getting into the film room, just being up there with Coach Gundy, as well as also just encouraging the younger guys, the other quarterbacks to get up there too. So we've had a bunch of guys going up there and just working with Parker and some of the younger guys has really elevated my game. When you teach somebody, it helps you understand it a lot more. And so just doing things like that, really getting into the film room, really getting on the board, writing stuff up, drawing stuff up, and really just working with Coach Gundy. So.
Now, with some of the receivers taking some time off due to some little nicks and injuries, you guys have gone a lot deeper into, the receiver depth chart. Who are some guys who stood out to you kind of, that aren't the regular starters that you feel you've connected with on the field?
Yeah, I mean, really just all the young guys that have gotten here, starting with Cam, DJ, Xavier, all those guys have really taken strides. They're getting a ton of reps right now. So for somebody that doesn't know the system as real well as the other guys, for them to come in and really get all the reps instead of just, seeing it in the classroom and then having to watch the older guys do it, they're actually getting the reps and actually getting to go out in there and do it. So I think that right there in itself, I know for me in my experience and having to start so early, I know that reps is important. So, they're really all taking strides. And then guys like Josiah and some of the older guys are really taking strides well too. So.
Great. Thanks for your time, Dorian.
Sam?
Hey, Dorian, how's it going?
Going good.
So you and a bunch of your teammates were named preseason All Pac-12 team. I guess having so much expectations and attention like that, is that a positive? Does that fuel you? And what does that kind of do to set up your personal goals heading into next season?
Yeah, I mean, those type of things are all fun and stuff, and they're nice to look at. But it's all preseason and stuff right now. We're not playing or anything. We're just trying to get better and stuff. So it's nice to look at and all that stuff and pat yourself on the back. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and work and stuff like that and be able to show your stuff on Saturday. So.
And then you brought up Josiah as a guy who's been getting more reps. I know he started out as a quarterback. You guys were in the same quarterback room. Can you just talk about what it's like having him out there, him getting more reps, and you guys kind of working together, quarterback receiver, more than you have in the past?
Yeah, I mean, Josiah was once my roommate. So, I mean, me and him have a really good relationship. We're real close. So definitely having him out there, like you said, he was once a quarterback. So he knows the system just as well as I do. And he's really worked on being a receiver. So he's looking real nice out here. Again, he's helping out the younger guys, making sure they're getting in their right spots and all that stuff. So I'm really excited for Josiah, and I'm excited where he's headed.
Ethan, go ahead.
Hey, Dorian, how you doing?
Doing good.
So, I mean, we got to see you dance around a little bit, have some fun on the sidelines, and enjoy yourself. How important is it for you to have fun and stay relaxed, even though you're still working on the mental part of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for this going on my 4th year. Times passing by and stuff like that. So, I figured I'd enjoy it. And, like I said, today was my last day with spring ball here. So, possibly. And so, just take it every day, day by day, and making sure I enjoy every part of it and every moment of it, and being able to celebrate with my teammates and stuff like that, and really just coming out here and enjoying the time I have with everybody. So,
after coming off a season where it was cut short, what are you most looking forward to for the season, and what are you most looking to achieve for yourself and for the team coming into this new season, starting against Hawaii?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a year without COVID, so I think everybody's going to be excited. I mean, I know we've been excited for spring ball, and now that's over, and now we're going to be excited for fall camp. So I think everybody's really excited to get on the full and get to see everybody and stuff like that. So, we're just as excited as everybody else is.
All right, let's finish up with Mike.
Hey, Dorian, you talked about going deep with, pretty much, across the roster, but specifically with the offensive line. How has it been to have so many guys, at your disposal? And, what are your thoughts on Justin Fry and how he's been able to develop some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Fry's done a phenomenal job ever since he's gotten here, really developing guys and coaching guys up, and really making sure guys understand the system and making it as simple as possible for them. And so I think Coach Fry's done a great job, and then as well as all the leaders and older guys on the O-line. I can't stress enough that this is probably the best O-line that I've had here, and so I'm really excited for these guys and where they're headed. Guys like Sean and all those guys that are really taking the next step and the next jump that we need. And so I'm really excited for this group.
We're still about 3 months away from the start of the season, but do you have any goals for next year?
Win, baby. I'm trying to win.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We'll wrap it up there. Thanks for your time, Dorian.
Thank you.